don't listen to them, be yourself, because the only character you can consistently play is yourself. So I have no pretense. I completely am aware and I know and I'm proud of the fact that I'm a Malayalam actor. I'm from the Malayalam film industry. That is my home ground. There will be lessons to be learned from both the victories and the defeats, both the successes and the failures. The greatest success of that film is that we are sitting and talking about it today.
Hey guys, my name is Shanja and today I'm going to be having a conversation with the super talented Prithviraj Sukumaran in the house. What's up?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Always, always. First of all, congratulations. Watched the trailer, loved every bit of it. And I remember when I watched it and when I saw you on the screen, I was like, damn, the man has arrived. Listen, when the story, like when you heard the story for the first time, what was your first reaction?
Surprise, a pleasant one, because it was Hombale Films who are close associates of mine. I also have a company, a production company, and we work together in Kerala. They were the first ones who pitched the idea of Prashanth wanting to narrate Salaar to me to play a character in it. So at that point in time, when I first heard the idea of being part of Salaar, I had a completely different concept of what Salaar might be. Because it was Prashanth Neel, the director of the KGF franchise, making a film with Prabhas, and Hombale producing it, this massive giant film. The last thing I expected it to be was the story of two friends and what happens between them. You don't think it's that kind of film that Prashanth would be making. So it was a pleasant surprise. And I was really moved with the drama in the film. For all the action and the spectacular set pieces and the production design and the scale, I think what really stands out in the film is the drama and how evocative the drama is. And that was a pleasant surprise for me. And I think that is going to be the pleasant surprise for people watching the film as well.
Did this happen somewhere during the time when KGF 2 was happening? Because I remember seeing you in Bangalore.
Yes.
Because you were distributing the Malayalam version of KGF, right?
Correct. So, Hombale Films first met me, not even for KGF 2. They came down to Cochin to meet me to discuss the possibility of me directing something for them. So it was, and we shook hands and we decided we'll work together on something, which is when at that time KGF 2 was being shot. It was being shot. And at the end of that meeting is when they said Prashanth would like to sort of talk to you about his next film. That's how it happened. And I'm glad it happened the way it did. I'm so glad I could be part of the film because it genuinely is, I think, an event film that happens once in a while.
But what do you think about Prashanth is, because I remember watching KGF Part 1 and Part 2 and it's one of those films that you want to keep going back to and rewatching it, even though you know what is going to happen in the film, right? And with Salaar, it feels exactly in the same type in terms of the scale is massive, the storytelling is massive. What do you think is, that thing about Prashanth that you feel like people want to work or want to watch his films?
So, I know the automatic answer that most of us think is to this question would be his shot making, his styling, all the spectacular high-speed shots and the aesthetics and all that, which are all factors. I'm not denying that. But what really makes his films work is actually the writing. He writes his films in a way where the premise, the backdrop, the location, the characters, they all become believable. Can a Rocky Bhai exist? No, he can't. Do we believe he does? Yes, we do.
That is so true. Also, what is it about your character now that you finish filming Part 1? What do you think about your character? Is there one thing that people, after they finish viewing it in the theater, they want to come out and be like, damn, that thing was so cool?
So it's a very layered character in the sense that Vardharaaja Mannar is, through the arc of 1 and 2, I'm saying. It's a very layered character because Vardharaaja Mannar is that one guy who, even when he is the most powerful person in Kansar, remains the most vulnerable. Even when he has the most deadliest forces at his disposal, he still feels incomplete without his friend by his side. He's that one person who will die for the person who's prepared to die for him. So it is a very layered character and even the interpersonal dynamics between these two characters, Deva that Prabhas is playing and Vardharaaja Mannar that I am playing, is also quite layered. It's not one-dimensional. And it takes a whole arc through Part 1 and Part 2 and that is very, very interesting. That is very, very interesting and I think This whole abstract drama that exists between these two people in the film is what the audience will take away.
Yeah. Coming to your filmography, you have been an actor who, dived into all sorts of industries even before this entire wave of Indian cinema arose. Today when people talk about, actors working in different language cinema, don't you think that has been happening from a very long time? Of course, the scale probably wasn't as big as it's happening today, but this is something that even happened before. Don't you think that?
Absolutely, that's not new. That's not new. I mean, it started from the times of Kamal sir, Kamal Hassan sir and all that. That's not new. But what is new is not about the actors traveling. It's about the content traveling.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that a Salaar today is an A-list release in every language in India. Like tomorrow, Pushpa 2 will come and it will probably be one of the biggest films to release in every different language in India.
True.
So the content crossing borders, traveling, becoming appealing to different diasporas, not ceasing to matter what the principal language of cinematography was, that is new. That is a new phenomenon that we are all trying to grapple with and we are all trying to take advantage of, to be honest, at the moment. Actors crossing boundaries, actors finding footholds in industries that are not essentially their home grounds, that is not new.
Yeah. Also, I remember when you were making your Bollywood debut with Ayya, and I remember everyone like, wow, who this, where from? Okay. What happened after that? Why did we not see you doing more Hindi cinema?
So I have no pretense. I completely am aware and I know and I'm proud of the fact that I'm a Malayalam actor. I'm from the Malayalam film industry.
Yeah.
That is my home ground.
Yeah.
So for me to take time off from my home industry and to do something in another language, be it Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, anything, it'll have to be a script that really makes me want to take time off from Malayalam and come and do it here.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, I'm not denying that I didn't hear any scripts. I did. I've listened to many scripts, a lot of narrations, but nothing really excited me enough.
Yeah.
In between, I did Naam Shabana because I'm a big fan of Neeraj Pandey's work. And, that also was a small commitment. I just had to do like a 4-day, 5-day shoot.
Yeah.
Other than that, even in terms of Tamil cinema, I haven't done anything after 2014 because nothing's really excited me. And now, like, finally, I think Salaar came and I wanted to do it. Bade Miyan Chote Miyan came and I listened to it and I said, oh man, I really want to do this. There's another Hindi film that I've almost finished shooting, of which you will know very soon. So those are all films that suddenly, I think, I don't know what the reason is, suddenly these exciting scripts are coming my way and I hope it keeps happening.
Yeah.
So.
But today, after 2 decades and with more than 100 films, what excites you?
It's just this, what's on paper, because what will make you happy as an actor, as a director, as a producer, essentially is what's on paper. Are you engaging? Are you being motivated? Are you finding happiness in the content that you are creating?
Yeah.
You could be with a team that you really like spending time with. You could be with the greatest of talents around you. But if the content that you're creating, if the script that you're working on is not something that is exciting you, it's not something that is making you happy, it's going to be a rotten experience because, as an actor, I've done this long enough to know that what matters most is the happiness that the content that you're creating is giving you.
Yeah.
If that is not working, nothing else will.
That's true. Is there a character that you've essayed that probably took longer time to leave you than it should and probably, it just took a toll on you?
Oh yeah, I mean,
As a human.
there's a film that is slated for release in April called The Goat Life, The Aadu Jeevitham. It's a true story about this man who got stranded in a desert in Saudi Arabia for 3 years. And I said yes to the film in 2008.
Okay.
We finally started shooting the film in 2018.
Okay.
And we had to shoot it across 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was also a film where halfway through the shooting, not halfway, at one point in the shooting I had to go through a drastic transformation. I had to lose 31 kilos and become emaciated and look like I've been starved in the middle of the desert. So that is easily the film that has taken the most toll on me, mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. So, yeah.
But when as an artist, you do so much for your craft, okay? And probably the project doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And, it's not getting the kind of appreciation it should have and people just don't appreciate it. Do you ever take a step back, sit down and be like, damn, I gave everything for this, didn't work out, let me just take this probably a day to just moan over it?
So you deal with your failures exactly the way you deal with your successes. You walk away from it. You know, there will be lessons to be learned from both the victories and the defeats, both the successes and the failures. But what is important is learn what you can from it and walk away from it. And it is important both ways. It's very easy to be stuck in the euphoria of a big success and not move on from it.
Yeah.
You know, and it is very easy to be wallowing in the depths of misery after a failure like the one you've just mentioned.
Yeah.
That is also something you have to just walk away from. And by now I've had enough experience to know that if tomorrow, if on 22nd Salaar is Indian cinema's biggest hit, or if Salaar does not work, 23rd will still be the same day for me.
Also, as an artist, do you know this, that whenever you star in a project, what you're actually creating is history, because probably generations down the line,
Posterity,
people will watch, or probably they want to research something. Let's say like the film that you just mentioned that's releasing in April,
Yeah.
and for them your film is going to be a referral point.
Yeah.
So you've created history, and do you
Absolutely.
know that as an artist?
The greatest privilege of being an artist, and I just don't mean cinema, the greatest privilege of being an artist, and in fact much so even being a journalist, is that you are working for a phenomenon that will then live on beyond time.
Yeah.
You know, you create a painting, you write a poem, you write a book, you make a film. It is not just for you or your generation to be sitting down and seeing and talking about it. Your greatest victory as an artist would be that what you create is then for posterity, and in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, that it withstands the test of time. I was just talking about another film that I did in 2013 called Mumbai Police.
Yeah.
So I was just saying that, it did well back then, but the greatest success of that film is not that it made money in the theatres. The greatest success of that film is that we are sitting and talking about it today.
Yeah.
So that is a privilege that an artist will have, and that's a privilege that I'm very aware that I have.
Wow. And the last one coming away. If the 15-year-old Prithviraj was sitting here, what would you like to tell him?
I would tell him that, listen, very soon you're going to be in an industry that you never thought you're going to be part of. And that industry functions in a way where all around you, people are going to tell you, don't be yourself, take the easy way out. You are an actor, you're fairly good at it. So it's fairly easy to be acting all through, and just don't be yourself. Don't listen to them, be yourself. Because the only character you can consistently play is yourself.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Very well said, Prithviraj. Thank you so much for talking to me. This was a great conversation.
Thank you so much.
All the very best for Salaar. And for everything that you're doing here. I've followed a few of your films and you're fab.
Thank you so much.
Great at what you do.
Thank you so much.
So keep soaring high always. Hoping to see you super
Thank
soon.
you.
Till then, this one is a wrap.